think this is the last one. No. Happy birthday to Mubiru Aiden Morgan, 2 years from his daddy and mommy, Muyingo Eddie and Musmeta. They love him so much. Oliver, okay, so much. Olivia from Kasese. Happy birthday to Nakalema Gloria and Shirley Namutebi. Well, wow, happy birthday all of you. Then I saw Faith Presh. It's your birthday today, my dear. Happy birthday. May God bless you always. Tuyingi Deo, it's parenting. Ngabutwako Masam, about 2 weeks or a week ago. Tuina topic tututamalirizayo. Omuzadde Sembera, we are continuing with that topic. Abazadde, are we failing? No, we are not. But it is a learning process every day. That is why we are here. Lero igaya kapya koba ditomanyi ati notandikira. It's never too late. Farida is my name. Welcome to the show. Yes, abalabi baffe ab'oku Facebook, we continue to apologize. Tunaba kuterera naye mpola mpola. They are working on it. Osobola tulabira ku YouTube channel ya NTV Akawungeezi okotubako. Yes, thank you so much for bearing with us and thanks for the patience. Patricia Angarchirem Mulumba akomyo, you remember her about 2 weeks ago. Twayogera nnyo ku parenting nga tutunulira omwana ono ekirabo kyaffe Katonda kye yatuwa tetusobola kijaajaamya nga tukirekera ensi ekitwale ekigunjule kubanga yo egunjuza ttima gw'omuzadde. What are you doing? Okay, twatunulira nnyo naddala bana abato abakula. Leero twagala tufokasinge ne kuba teenagers who slip out of our fingers oluusi netusoberwa what to do with them. Bayina this sense of self-entitlement olwokuba abagamba oyina eddembe. It is true, everybody ayina eddembe, naye eddembe lyo liba linyigiriza abalala. Omwana wakuslipinga out mu ngalo n'atandika okukola ebintu ebitategeereka kitegeeza alina abalala ate eddembe libe linyirira. Ate gwe kiri eri gw'omuzadde kubanga at the end of the day bw'aba agenze mu nsi eyo ng'alina ebintu byakola ebitasanyusa bajja kubuuza who is the mother of this idiot. Okay, they brand us those things. Yes, Patricia, good morning.
Good morning.
Nga kitalo ekyo brother wo?
Kitalo nnyo, kitalo ddala. Naye Mukama tumusaba mu kyombo kye.
Nammwe abagumye. Twakomawa ensobi twazimalayo ze tukola ng'abazadde thinking we are doing good naye nga actually tubikirira ensobi oba obuzibu tusola mu baana nga tetutegedde.
Era leero tukomyewo twongereze kw'emboozi kubanga embeera egenda yeraliikiriza buli olukya. Abazadde abaana baffe nga bato tulina bwe tubadde tubayisa bwe bakula ne bagenda mu stage eyo ffenna gye tumanyi eya adolescence. Waliwo ate era bye tuba tulina okuddamu ne tukola ki ne
tutuulira. Bw'oba okoze bulungi during this foundation stage adolescence ebeera automatic. Naye ebeera bit challenging kubanga n'omwana abeera mu time nga teyeetegeera ebintu ebimu bikyuka, tategeera lwaki abaddemu eddoboozi lye liri nga bwe libadde ate kati atandise okuwulira eddoboozi nga likoze litya. Wabeera omwana ow'obuwala agenda okulaba bwe yetunya mu ndabirwamu bode ekyukirira
alaba amabeere ku kifuba ate kati n'alowooza osanga kati nkuze I have the right to do ABCD nga ate oluusi bambiira abeera akyakola ki akyakula ate nawe omuzadde ngeri kyayina okukola omulimu gwe okukontinuinga omugayidinga n'omulaga munaye ebyo bibeerawo. Ogenda kulaba enkyukakyuka nnyingi ku mubiri gwo n'engeri gy'otunuuliramu abantu n'engeri gy'olowoozaamu naye tekitegeeza nti kati ate okuze tokyagambwako. No, kitegeeza nti oli mu transition to become that adult. So kyonna ky'okola mu eno stage kibeera kigenda kubeera part of what you're going to be in the future. Era abasinga eyo stage, abaana abasinga mu stage eyo batera okufuna obuzibu bw'abanga tabadde guided, bw'abanga maybe emikwano gy'abadde nagyo si mikwano emirungi ate nga naawe toliiwo maama toliiwo taata toliiwo oba big sister oba yenna gwabeera naye toliiwo ogenda okulaba bambi self discovery mu ngeri ate oluusi eyinza
ate ensobi ennyingi zetukolera mu stage eyo that follow us to our graves.
And that is why as a parent obeera n'omwana ng'ali mu stage eyo it's like your job is just beginning kubanga that is where you make or break this child. As mistakes ayinza okukola mistakes ezigenda okumudestroyinga for good oba ayinza okwesanga nga afuuse someone better ate n'afuuka a responsible adult.
Okay. Stage kye gitwogerako from what year to
from the age of 13 up to 19 abamu it even goes on to 20 because that amwana tanaba nakutuuka ku atandika butandisi life ya secondary watuukira mu senior 12 ati nze ng'omusomesa olaba senior tungeri soso kiki omwana buli kimu kyonna owulira nga mu butuufu eyo class amaanyi
she has a lot to explore. Yes. And very active.
Yes, so between 13 to 19 abamu bambi wesanga nga it has even gone up to probably 21.
Ate ne sitaani aba akanudde ati amaaso
akanudde ate ennaku zino sitaani akanudde sitaani ayagadde abaana baffe abatuggyeko naye ffenna ng'abazadde bannange nze nzize Farida kubiriza bazadde ffenna gye tuli tukwatire wamu tulabe nti nno nga naffe bwe baatukuza nga naffe bwe baagezangako okulaba nti batuggyamu ate tuleme kukola ki kukyusa mbeera ffe tetulowooza nti because the era has changed oba tufunye ssente maybe bazadde baffe ze batayina ate abaana tubaleke bakole buli kimu kye bakola kye baagala because some of us think that it's the children's rights, and two, we think now we have amassed so much wealth so we can give the children whatever they want, whatever they dictate. Before you know it, this child is becoming one that thinks is entitled to almost everything. Naye ng'ate mu butuufu oluusi okikola ng'olowooza nti omwana omwagala ate nga yegwe kennyini oli mu kukola ki mu kumusimira entaana.
Ogambye omulimu gubanga ogutandika
obutandisi
ate nga ne wali gwali anyway wali omwana kyomugamba aba awulira naye ono omubuuza akubuuza
naye abamu n'osanga oba ogenda muwamu nga kasiraapu awo alina kyaku naye sebo n'akola
try me geza
era ennaku zino weewuunya bagamba it's my rights n'agenda buluusi abamu bagenda ne poliisi ne bakola statements ne balopa abazadde
mu America
naye ne wana era waliwo kakubye Farida nze neewuunya abamu bayinza okugamba naye Patricia ffe tuleke tulina sente zaffe twakola naye you cannot imagine n'omwana omukutu omututte nga mu boarding school mwana ali mu senior 4 naye n'obeera nga buli weekend I've seen in some schools ng'omuzadde ajja avuga emmotoka ku Friday oba ayina omukozi avuga emmotoka ku Friday najja ku ssomero n'akima engoye z'omwana n'obupale na buli kimu ne babitwala ewaka babyoze
omwana yajja kusoma
ku Sande ne babikomya omwana yajja kusoma sikwoza naye nga oyagala kuŋŋamba oyo omwana wo bw'abaana abatasobola kwoza kapala ako kakati bw'oliba toliiwo oba ekintu kyonna bwe kibaawo
naye ng'oyo omuzadde gy'ali akima akapale bagende bakooza
babukima era bamanyi babukima n'akima ne baleeta weekend omwana nga ye bw'ajjamu bw'ati n'osanga omwana senior 4 for example omwana n'okunaaba tasobola nakunaaba gwe ng'omuzadde you missed showing this child omugamba naye bubonaaba okutandika bwoti bwekuuta omugongo guno ogulaba olina ogukuuta oba n'omufunira sponge nga bw'aba yeekuuta alaba nti buli omwana n'akwambalira open dress maybe balinanga their end of year party or leavers party ataddemu open dress naye ng'omugongo gwonna ne weewuunya ate abamu bambi abasomesa abamu wesanga ng'ogezezzaako okugamba omuzadde n'agamba what are you talking about why didn't you wash her back nakikubuuza I've seen it I've shared with some teachers who will tell you that actually happens.
Nze omwana wange ye zzaabu gwe nnina. She's my only child. I treat her like the treasure she is, which is okay.
Yeah. but we have a portion of responsibility. For all of us, we understand, for example, in the story of the Bible, mu Bible, for example, I think even the Quran has the story of Adam and Eve. Mukama bw'aba yayingira n'agamba Adam, naawe Eve, omuti guno mugulaba nti ye taata tugulaba, temugukwatangako, temulyanga ekibala kyaki ky'omuti guno. N'abawa buli kimu n'abagamba buli kimu kyonna mukirye, oba oyagala muyembe oba oyagala kigenda okole ki, naye guno togukwatako. But Farida, we know that God is all-knowing. He's the Alpha and Omega. He's omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. Bwe yatuula eyo mu ggulu gye yali ng'atunuulira abaana be b'atonze, n'abalaba mu butuufu nga Sitaani abakema, n'abalaba nga bakutte Eva akutte ekibala akiridde, kimuwoomedde agenze akitwalidde Adamu n'amugamba munnaye lyako kino ekintu wadde taata yatugamba tetukirya naye kiwooma, ne bakiri. Katonda ddala olowooza mu bwakatonda bwe yali tasobola kuvaayo najja n'abagamba mmwe n'abagamba kino. Naye buli omu abeera ne portion of responsibility, obeera ne kapaati ko kiviira ddala mu Bible ng'omuzadde, if you play your part, n'omwana ono n'amanya paati ye omugaidinze. Abaana bano baali ekibala Farida, they ate this fruit and God knew. He came. Why didn't he come to stop them? Why didn't he come to tell them, hey, and yet it was just 5%. He did not do that because that was the only 5% portion of responsibility that they had. Kati naffe ng'abazadde omwana bwe tumuwa portion of responsibility, it is our responsibility to see that they are aware of their portion of responsibility. Ono omwana tagenda kuwuliriza bantu bakulu kubanga you are okay. Ewaka, all this child has to listen to is himself.
Kyayogera
kyekyo. Onosanga omwana n'aboggoledde omukozi akoze anywedde ekikopo akireseewo, maama otunula n'oyita Maria who is out there washing. Nga Maria, come and take this cup. Naye nga ye takimanyi nti no, I have used this, let me do what? N'atamanya nti okay, things as simple as using the bathroom. Notamanya, it is very important that you should leave that bathroom as clean as you would like to find it. Naye gwe n'omulaga nti it is okay, life is okay, and yet you and I are aware that in this world, in this life, things are never going to be on a silver platter for this child, especially at a time when you're no longer there.
Gojja okusanga ku mulimu ng'akwestioning a boss.
Questioning a boss, someone who will not take positive criticism. Bw'obeera n'omugambako n'azimba kyokka nga mu butuufu tategedde nti no, this is my boss, that means this is the person in authority, this is my superior. N'osanga nga ye mwana omusomesa ajja muddamu, ye mwana omuzadde bw'abanga ate nga ffe baatukuza Farida nga buli muntu yenna omukulu abeera maama, abeera taata, oyita baaba, n'omanya nti this one. I shared my story the other time when mom passed on. These siblings of mine put me in that very position. When I say something, it would be done. And somehow we have been able to move that journey. I want to believe that if we teach these children not to have this the questioning technique of who are you, one, ongamba ngani, netumanya nti there is need for respect of authority. When you know that the central figure is always right, nomanya nti bangambye kino si lwakuba tebanjagala, but lwakubanga baagala something better for me. Era nze ntunulira abaana abamu bensomesezza n'osanga nga omwana gwe wagamba n'omulemera n'omugamba kino tolina kikolakola bwoti, be patient, time is going to come, you will wear all this makeup, you will have all these things that you need, don't do it now while you have that school uniform. Namugamba, do your work, do the right thing, do it at the right time. There is time for everything. Move your na as a teenager, to papa. You know that time is going to come. If you focus and you live your life in the right path, time is going to come when you're spoiled for choice. Nochimulaga at that very moment. Ogenda okulaba bana abalinga bakunyigira, oh madam oyo, madam omukambwe, madam akola biki. There are very people who come back and say thank you. Thank you for showing me this. I look at some of them responding to some of chats I put on Facebook and whatever. And they're saying, teacher, thank you for this. I remember at some point you said this. Omwana akuweereza card n'agamba, I can never forget one day at assembly you said ABCD. That means it sinks. We should plant seeds that we know are going to grow in the future. When you say the other time there's someone who said, no, it's my right if it's my money. If I want to give my child, I'll give my child everything they want. Then I ask her a question. Obeera omuzadde omwana wo n'alwala temperature n'ebeera high. Hey, yesterday I had the doctor that was talking about first aid. Omwana nga maybe temperature is too high and they are convulsing and what, and then at that point, you know, you're showing them you want to take them to hospital and they're saying no, I don't want, I fear the injection. As a parent, what are you going to do?
You sit.
Are you going to sit and let the child be because he doesn't want to be taken to the hospital? What is that pushes you to take this child to the hospital? What pushes you is because in your position, you know this is the right thing. I want to believe that every parent out there knows what is right for their child.
That means nona akugamba, does it mean nona akugamba nti omwana wange muleke kino kyenjagala naye it is what she thinks is right for their child?
I want to believe that they have purposed to think that way. Kubanga omwana bw'anaagaana emmere n'omuwa fruits n'azigaana n'omuwa ki n'akigaana gwe maama n'omugamba etizoka omwana wuuyo n'otumya bucket za KFC n'otumya ki gwe ng'omuzadde, do you think that is very good for your child to feed on all that junk Monday to Monday? Of course you'll know that you give this child this, then you're preparing them for obesity and the consequences of obesity. If you let the child do whatever it is that they want, then you're preparing them for disaster. You as a parent in your position, be very, very ready to show them the right way and the right path.
Nina mukwano gwange yangamba tayagala kulya matooke. Waba asobola okufuna any other food agalya tegamuyisa bubi naye tagaagala. Ne mubuuza lwaki maama we yagamukubira nnyo ojja kulya emmere y'omwana gwo. Ye yagalanga nnyo omuceere ebirala byonna matooke ngamugamba leero sigenda tekako kintu kirala kyonna kyonna apart from matooke ate ojja girya. Oluusi nga bwagala ngamukuba n'omukuba. Ne mubuuza olowooza lwaki yakikola. I don't know, that's why I actually hate it, because lwaki yali agampoza ne mugamba because your mother knew. Ojja tuuka ekiseera ogende ewantu nga it is the only option ogenda kumalayo week. Are you not going to eat? So she wanted you to learn to eat. Alabika yakitegeera tegana kyegakukola. So you can adapt to every situation gye weesangamu.
Ate ekirala kyendabye Farida, for example, I wish Mama, I want to pray that as we try to show them, you take off time to explain why you're doing that.
Kati yakuba
bukubi ono teyategeera lwaki, so instead she chose to create that wall. Naye bw'omunnyonnyola abaana b'ennaku zino be bantu abatagendera nnyo ku byakukuba ebyokuboggola ebyo they literally shut down. Naye bw'omunnyonnyola
ayinza n'okulaga nti takiwulidde naye they will go back to their room and think about it.
Bawulira. So we try, that is why in the other conversation we said try as much as possible to make this child your friend so that you can explain. Ate n'omubuulira the hard fact, the reality. Ne beating about the bush and you cover this and that and that.
Mutusomesezza tuzze batukuza batugamba ebigambo tetubyogera. We cover tubyambaza engoye. Kati mu kwambaza omwo ne tumisinga out some vital information.
Abaana kati olina okulaba nti bakitegeera n'omugamba munnange if X and Y happens mwana wange ogenda kufuna olubuto. Waliwo story gye basharinga
katugifuneyo nga tekomyewo. Yes, abaina any feedback, any contribution, any challenges mwena in raising your children, you know the number to go through. Where is that feedback? We shall be reading it and getting counsel from teacher Patricia. Yes, the number is 706 14 19 98. We're taking a break to come out of our.
Ne bategeera ddala ennaku zino ekintu olina kibagamba n'omugamba I am talking about sex. Do not allow someone to convince you to have sex with them at this moment. Wait until you're married. If you have somebody, bring that person to us and we see them and we shall bless you. And no chimula. But if you beat about the bush,
you don't want me to have sex with this person. Why? Why? You just telling her not to have it. Yeah.
Everything has to be done at the right time. At this moment, you're still growing. If you involve in early sex, you're going to have such and such complications. You know, no complications. Oyinza okufuna olubuto ng'okyali muto, bayinza okusiba kubafunisiza omwana abandi olubuto, oyinza tojja kusobola kulabirira mwana wo kubanga okuzaala kitegeeza nti no ofuuse maama olina okulabirira omwana ono, tojja kusobola bones zo tezinaba kukula bulungi kuba okyali muto. These are the complications that will come. N'okimulaga. When I was growing up, there was a story that I think some of the elders that used to talk to us would tell us about. Omukyala yagamba ng'omwana we tokkiriza mulenzi kukwebakako. Right? So she grew up and now this boy, ng'omwana yebaga mama yangamba kino, so agenda okukula ng'amanyi nti no mama takola yaŋŋaana kino. Kati omulenzi ye kye yakola, because nabo at that time babeera very smart and sharp, nemuga tofaayo bw'aba mama yakugaana omulenzi okukwebakako, nze kankole ki kankwebakeko. And still at the end of the day it happened. So when you tell them ne bafuna ekifaananyi ekituufu eky'ekintu ekyo ky'oyogerako kibayambako. Oli yenna ne bwajja ng'akozesa different angles, omwana abeera akola ki, abeera akimanyi. Then of course also, like we said, if you're a friend to this child, they are always able to tell you. And parents, I want to tell you, our children today are really adventurous. They are trying out things. We are giving them phones and allowing them to have all these things. Can we try and monitor them? Have conversation. Someone will say, when am I going to have conversation and yet I have to go look for money? Let me tell you, we are going to go and look for this money for these children, and when we relinquish this to them, guess what? They'll not even be in position to manage it because there was no dialogue. We can try as much as possible. The best person to talk to your child, you teenagers, the best person to talk to is your parent. Please. And then let us get away from this business of trying to do stuff to please everybody. You know, you have this money, they've given you pocket money, and you think for you now, this is what you're going to use to show off in the school. And what if that money is given to you and you only use it maybe for basics and you save at that very age, before you know it, you imagine if you started saving, you know, you may use, you know, a little of that pocket money, but if you started saving from the time you were in senior one, by the time you get to the university, from this pocket money, you'll find maybe your account has something and you can't even be able to do something for yourself, buy land, and then you'll understand and appreciate things. Mukwano wange yabadde ngamba nti abaana be olwa lockdown, they started working at home. How? Omwana ali mu senior 2 kati akola sandals, African sandals. Ne Buganda bwe waliwo akali mu P2 akala kagenda tandika omu amanyi nti kati awusotizi bino ebiwuzi nja kukola bwenti ne bwenti bakimanyi. Kati she was saying bano balinga bakwata amanda nga bateeka ku sigiri ne bagireka neya ensawo y'amanda yaweddemu ne bagamba nti kati nammwe mukola mugigule. Beesonze ssente bambi ne kaana akasala akamuleetera kaatuma ne kaleeta ebiwuzi nako ne kaleeta 2,000 zaako ne kaziteeka bonna ne bagula amanda. Right now akugamba nti the way they are using gana amanda ngeri bulijjo gyakola gyabagamba naye nga tebakola tebakitegeera. Ate Mukama atuyambye lockdown eno etuwadde chance okubeerako n'abaana bano ne tubalaba ne tulaba nga bwe tukola ki bwe tubagaidinga. Njagala nnyo okugamba abazadde baffe out there nti mweno stage eri very tricky. Abaana abamu olw'okuba tebamanyi nti no it is just a phase ejja kujja egende, bagenda ne bafuna ebiwawaatiro n'omugambako n'olaba nga akoze biki byonna nayenze I'm telling you parents, the best thing as you discipline these teenagers, as you discipline these children, remember discipline is not at that point of correction. Discipline is a journey. Discipline is a prevention. N'omulaga the right thing to do before, instead of saying asoose kikola abuuse ekikomera agenze mu kirabo n'akomawo n'omugunda. That is not discipline. Discipline is before. You prevent that. That means you create this child with integrity and honesty and good behavior and good morals, so that they never have to reach a position.
Because so you would know. It's a bit of how do you maneuver? Almost it is not them. It is the stage. It is chiringa mbuteeka abaana balina ogiyitamu. Actually teeka abaana balina ogiyitamu. Tumanyi challenges zaayo. So it is good that nga approaching her towards that stage. But there is this stage ojja gisangamu naye kino kyekibeeramu era manya mbu ojja giyitamu naye bw'ogiyitamu bw'ogikoleramu kino ne kino ekyakola. So ne bwe bitandika omutuukako amanya okay, mommy told me about this. Kitegeera kino mami yakiŋŋamba naye naŋŋamba kijja kuggwa. So it is okay. It's going to happen. Then waliwo omwana wa mukwano gwe nali njagala ne mugamba okimanyi nti omulenzi oyo akabali mama we yali aŋŋamba she's becoming playful with boys. Nga okimanyi nti omulenzi akugamba okukola oyo kyakugambye aba takwagala. Takwagala because you're too young. You're just 15. You're too young. Takwagaliza kusomako. Naye ye yasoma. That is if yasoma. Yasoma n'amalako ali gyali. So akugamba okole kino ekitegeeza takwagala bw'omale ofune kye yafuna. Sifuna feedback pano bayakikira, but they should know, the kids right now watching us balina okukimanya nti omuntu akwagala ove ku mulamwa guno akutunuze mu kiri ate ng'ojja kukisanga ng'okuze takwagaliza. Dream your destination.
Kituufu nnyo. I remember someone once said eyo stage ya adolescence ndoza yali mukyala yajja nga tukyalina mu ssomero naffe n'agamba eyo stage ya adolescence tekufuga, teyina mutwe, teyina bwongo, teyina magulu. It is something that gwe kennyini ayina okukola ki okucontrollinga. Era for the years I was a senior woman teacher, abaana nga mbagamba ekintu ekyo nti Mukama yatuwa brain eno, yatuwa sense of will okubeera nga tusobola okukola ki okumanya nti kino nedda. Era tugenderezanga nnyo ffe mu stage eno eya adolescence ne tumanya owulirizanga akaloboozi ako akabeera mu mutwe. Bw'oba otambula kukuko nti waliwo omuvubuka yagambye ogendeyo saawa 2 ez'ekiro, bw'oba otambula eddoboozi lijja kuba lyogera naawe likakati nnyabo otambula olagawa. Beera nga owuliriza eddoboozi. The conscience is very powerful. It is your personal view of truth. The conscience is your personal reflection, your personal view of the truth. Every time. Anything can happen to you. Anything can happen to you. Kati Farida yesterday waliwo omwami bambi mukwano gwange yaŋŋambye Patricia gw'oyogera n'abaana nkwegayiridde yogera n'abaana bammwe ab'obuwala. Oyinza yambulidde story era nagisharinzeko n'omuntu nga mpulira ennaku. Omwami ono yalinnye booda okuva Ennankulabye ng'agenda Bweyogerere. Baba batuuka midway somewhere ne wajjako omukyala ne batuulako abantu abo sina mukyala muwala mutoototo tamumanyi nga bwemanyi ababooda nti oluusi aba ayagala atwale abantu babiri. Munnaye omuwala ng'atuula nono ng'atuula bavuga omuwala atandika emboozi boogedde ku kino boogedde ku kiri. Musajja wattu naye n'akola ki ko naye muto n'atandika emboozi ne banyumya. Baba batuuka ekireko omuwala ng'agamba yagambye aviira mu kireka. Mbw ate baba batuuka ekireko omuwala agamba ate nze nga ntuuse mangu ate emboozi ebadde enyuma oba nkuwerekereko paka e Bweyogerere. Omwami n'atunuulira omuwala ne yeewuunya. namugamba nedda nti kale maybe we shall continue on the phone, my number is ABCD. Namuwa enamba omwami namugamba munaye kati nze bw'oba osobola wandiika. Omuwala quickly nakola ki n'atype. Omwami yabadde tannatuuka bweyogerere ng'essimu evuze. Hello dear, we had such a beautiful chat, it was amazing, I don't know what. Omwami n'agamba ate bannaye no speed nga sigitegedde. Before he knew it, in a day, this girl had already called him around 3 times. Neyerabira nti oba yadde amugambye kireka, ate wuyo amugambye kati ndi wano munaye ngenze ku mulimu anti nkola customer care service ey'ekiro. Before he knew it, at around 10, she's calling. Munaye sweetheart, guess what happened to me? Mbunga akaaba. Essensawo yange baginzibyeko. Namugamba ate ensawo bwe bagikunye kuddeko ate essimu yali badde mu nsawo wabadde mu sikaati. Omuwala ng'amuggyako. Twabadde twogera yagenza okubiŋŋamba ng'omuwala ava kuddamu mukubira the following day. Abaana baffe, that level of desperation, that level, unogamba, why do we, you teenagers, you young girls and boys, why do we put ourselves in a position where we show like the highest level of being desperate? Omuntu ngoyo tonnaba nakumanya what their intentions are, osaba omuwereke. We have to listen to our conscience. Ate bw'obanga oli eyo ng'akaloboozi tokyakayina, kitegeeza akaloboozi ako kakugamba emirundi mingi obutakola bintu ebyo byewaliwo ne kakoowa ne kasirika. So you have to really try as much as possible okulaba nti kakomawo. Bw'obanga okola ekintu weebuuze, tatange nzijukira yagamba, ask yourself 3 questions. Will this make mommy happy? No. Will it make daddy happy? No. Will it make God happy? No. Ngochita. Never. It is not about me. It is not about me. Learning to live for the sake of others is the only way that you can also be blessed. Bweweerowoozeeko bw'oba otambudde ogenda, obadde olina genda ku ssomero, otuuse ku geeti, omuzadde akulesse ku geeti, olinnya akabooda, oddusa ogenze ku beach bash, obadde ogenda ekimotoka kivudde eri ne kibatomera ne mufa, oba oluusi wa booda awonye gw'ofudde. Do you, as you're sitting on that boda going to the wrong place at the wrong time, have you thought about your parents? Have you thought about the future that they want to build? Do you know how Satan works at such moments? Naye akuwaka genda obadde you're 15, you're 16, all this time kaboda kimotoka tekirina kukoona era kikoona leero. Munnange ntera nnyo okugamba era abasinga those people that I have conversations with one-on-one bakimanyi ekintu kyensinga okwogera bannange kwebuulirira. Ennaku zino it is important for us okwebuulirira. Oba oli mufumbo, oba oli muwala muto, oba oli mwana, okwebulira, that self counsel is important. Bw'oteebuulirira weesanga ng'okoze ensobi nnyingi nnyo, and some of those mistakes are irreversible. Some of these mistakes will destroy us. Some of these mistakes. But as parents, dear parents, please, can we go back to the basics? Can we go back to the basics? Weebuuze bwe nnaaba siriiwo enkya kino kinaabeera kitya? Will she survive? Will she survive? Ng'omuwoleza obupale obwa 16 years. Bebo bosanga mu bufumbo oba akuze ali mu bufumbo n'akugamba nze sisobola kukola kintu kyonna. Sisobola because you know the money is there and everything. Naye nga tomanyi nti ebintu ebimu, for example, gwe kennyini gw'oba oyina obyekolera. Oluusi nze ntambula ne nail cut. N'otunira omwana ng'enjala zikuze zikoma eri, naye bambi ogenda okulaba nga ne mama bwe yazze enjala zikola ki? Naye nga mwana wa bulenzi. Nokaaka kati zino enjala z'ogize bw'oti honestly zigenda bw'otunula bw'oti gw'olaba nga this is the right thing you should be having. Ababaja gamba that is being ancient in this .com era, this and this, byadda. That is ebyoku, you know, trying to, naye nga at the end of the day, I want to believe, ate nga Farida amazima go, nze ndowooza oba nene ndowooza yajja lwakubanga maama owange it was so untimely. Senga yali tatuulaawo n'atubuulira n'agamba n'akola holiday n'etuuka n'akola rota. Patricia goyoza ebintu gundi ajja kukola kino nga bwekiri nga naye twalina abakozi abo naye nga mu holiday akola rota leero n'ofumba emmere n'esiriira naye nga wagifumbye naga kati ndowooza omanyi lwaki yakoze tetwamanya nti nno nga tutudde awo anyumya Mukama yali agenda nyiga epeesa omukazi ono agende senga kale ekyo yali takikoze nange nkiwa saali sobodde ndowooza kukola ki kukiteeka mu bana abaana be yaleka emabega. So as parents tulina okujjukira nti nno at any time God will call you, leaving your children behind. Ezo ssente ne bw'obanga ozikoze nga mpitirivu nnyo ng'omwana tomuyigiriza responsibility yo yajja ogenda mu bbaala ne banne zonna olabe nti no baspendinze miliyoni 32 mu kiro kimu takimanyi naye bw'omulaga n'amanya nti no bannaye bazituuyani gwe weebuuze lwaki buli ku makya omuzadde onaava mu buliri n'agenda n'akola lwaki buli ku makya ova mu buliri n'ogenda n'okola okola osobole okuba providing naye kikugasa ki omwana bw'anaanyiiga olw'okuba anyiize n'ayasa amasowaani gonna bannaye mujje mwere omwana nti yanyiize leero mujje mwere mufulumye ebintu at the end of the day before you know it everything you take two steps forward and they will not value ne bw'anaagenda mu position of responsibility tajja kubeera muntu nga wa buvunaanyizibwa amanyi tulina okulaba nti integrity is the language we all speak ng'ewaka its charity begins at home.
How do we teach or impart integrity mu bwongo bw'omwana?
It all begins with us as parents. It all begins with us as parents. Omuzadde bw'obanga you're not a person of integrity. Omuzadde bw'obanga omuntu for example azze ewaka akunoonya ne weekweka emabega wa kabada n'okagamba genda omugambe siriiwo. It becomes very natural for this child to think it is okay, for example, to keep telling lies. Bw'obanga buli kimu okikola ng'oli naye akulaba oluusi ffe ababatuma
oli ku ssimu mutuddeawo n'abaana mulaba TV omuntu akubye oli luddawo asiri waka mbadde ndi eno ekisaasi nja kusanga mu dakiika nga 2 ngenda kuba nkutuuseeko okitegeera naye nga olina waka ye n'akiraba n'amanya nti that is okay n'alaba omuntu azze n'abanja ssente ze maybe oziyina n'agenda n'oyogera ebigambo by'oyogedde abazadde abamu tuvuba n'abasomesa n'ovuma omusomesa mu mmotoka ng'omwana awulira enkya mwana bw'anaagenda ku ssomero anaasobola okurespectinga abasomesa be era naye abasomesa baatukoya n'obwavu yena engeri gy'abadde atunula biki. Let me tell you parents, it all begins with us. You cannot give what you don't have. Begin with yourself. Check yourself. Omwana bw'oba tugamba tetwagala yambale bubi gwe ng'omuzadde oyambadde oti omwana bwe tuba tugamba tetwagala ki ate I always tell children because God has also given us the will when our parents blunder when our parents don't do things that we also perceive as the right things it is our decision to make no gamba okay this is wrong I know this is wrong for example katone waswa bakuziddwa taata ogu taata bw'akomawo akuba maama ayogera ebigambo ebitayisika mu kamwa akola biki omwenge gwamufuukira omwenge I want to tell you these 2 boys waswa yatuuka n'agamba nze bwe ndikula njagala kubeera ngaani nga taata era naye bwe yakula yawasa omukyala n'akola ebyo byennyini byeraba taata akola he made that decision naye waswa Katonda agamba I will not. So children brought up by the same parents choose to take different directions because sometimes even this parent may act in a way, for example, ways that are not right. You can tell if this, for example, this father is a drunkard that will drink and sleep, by the roadside and, dogs and all that dust and whatever. No. Ate kirala kyenjagala for us to know in this conversation is we in our positions as parents, we are a reflection. It is very important for us to walk that talk. Bobo mwana omugamba mwana wange tokola kino njagala okole kino naawe olina okulaba oba okola ki mwana wange njagala
osabe gwe kenyini omwana tomalaga mga agenda osabe tomanyi be there omwana ajja kuyiga alabe mami asaba atya tata asaba atya and then they can pray with you ekirala when we walk that talk it becomes very easy for these children. In most cases bwenfuna akakisa akogera eri abazadde ku ssomero ntera okubakozesa ka exercise kamu bonna ne mbagamba abazadde nga bwe mundaba mbadde nsaba buli omu akwate ku kalevu ke. I want to tell you it has not grown old. Mbagamba buli omu akwate akalevu ke nenkwata wano ogenda ne bagamba mbagambye buli omu akwate ku kalevu ke nenkwata wano. Farida njagala kukakasa abazadde abasinga bonna mu hall bakwata wano. Nembagamba bannaye njagala mukole kyenkola mbagambye kwata ku kalevu ogenda okulaba ng'omwali ati abamu ne bagamba ndowooza bambi olw'okuba mukiga tamanyi nti naako si kalevu. Nembagamba kyembagamba kyekyo kwata kalevu nenkwata wano ogenda okulaba buli omu ng'akuttawo. Nembagamba kankubuuli ne bw'onoogamba omwana kwata kalevu ng'okutte wano ajja kukwata ku kyenyi forehead ajja kukwata ku kyenyi. Buli lw'ogamba omwana ekintu be in position okumulaga because they see what we are doing and they imitate. Era omwana we should be in positions. Dr. Jewels, my daughter, ntera nnyo mugamba baby when I grow up I want to be like you.
Yeah, and Dr. Jewels. Yeah,
Dr. Jewels Emanuela.
You want her to be a doctor?
She decided she's going to be a doctor.
So she's already a doctor.
She's in charge of the first aid box at home. She's the one who will, give us the medication as prescribed by the doctor. When I'm going to hospital, I'll go with her because that is what she wants. My elder son wants to be an engineer, and we have gone to different sites. And you make sure. If I've been walking around schools telling children, asking them, in preparation for their exams, what is it that you want to become? And then I ask, most of them will say maybe they want to become doctors, and I say, okay, tell me some doctors that you admire, and most of them say they don't. But as a parent, if you know that at this level, this teenager is growing, wants to be somebody, it is our responsibility to still hold their hands and take them there. My first lesson in senior 1 will be, what do you want to become? And then they will tell you this and this. I usually write it down. And then as we keep progressing, I visit and I'll say, oh, so Dr. So-and-so now, which particular part of the body do you want to specialize in? By the time they're in senior 3, you'll see them do this and that, say this, and then tomorrow she says, now I think I've changed my mind. And you keep reminding them. And I'm very happy some of them have actually lived up to that because you show them and you guide them and you encourage them. Okay.
Patricia, to there's a point you were raising, but also I want us to, because it can be the best way for these kids, but to some that challenging stage at that teenage stage, is if you make them your friend. Some parents don't know how to become friends with their children. We're going to talk about
okay.
To call you and to follow our enemy. All right, we're taking a break again to vow to come. So much. Okwekuumira ku NTV Nespark TV. Patricia Molomba is the author of the other book, Perfect Imperfections. Yes, I hope you got a copy. There is a lot to learn from there as a wife, as a parent, and as a citizen. Because citizens. Okay. Yes, Patricia, there's something you were saying about.
You said when you come back, we
talk about being friends, friends with our children. That friendship does it and kanga tuchali.
Yes,
but neighbor chibwenkola. Because what about parents? They are very loving nenga bakambwe. Nga yagalanya kati my dad. Yali atwagalanya nyonga abana nga tuchimanyi. Nenga bomba mwakoze ensobi nga kamuwala nnyo okitegeera. Ate ye nga takubanga mama, kuba ye mama yali mukubi. Tata nga takubiranga bwalaba mama tukuba ye. Ate amanye ko baleke bawulidde okitegeera nenga bwaba ayogedde bwati odduka ebisedde kati we loved him so much nenga you stay away. Around him. But we knew he loved us so much. Nenga that bonding, we're gonna jump kambe that he had, we so much there with him. No.
And Bambi, he did a good job because at least he played the bad cop. The bad cop in the house. Mommy was good cop.
Yeah, you get it.
So some of the things we do is can we try to acknowledge? Can you acknowledge omwana baba ene chintu kyakoze kirungi? Omwana bwakuletera report, for example, nga ina maybe distinctions nga 5 aina mu credit credit 3 oba aina mu neka credit 6 nga tonaba kuyombera credit 6. Can you acknowledge the distinctions? Abasinga, I know that it's common nti nebobera ku mulimu oyinza okukola ebintu 9 nga birungi naye n'okola akantu ako akantu akamu kokoze buli omu n'alaga nti no, that is the worst thing that can be. When that happens, or you kill the joy and the pride and the effort that this person put in the 99. So the beginning is acknowledge that this is a smart child. Find something that is positive about them, because we would want to be recognized, especially for the good that we do. So the moment you fail to acknowledge that there is a positive element about this person, and you criticize and criticize and criticize, before you know it, this person pulls back. Now if you acknowledge, ogenda okwesanga nga nebonoba nga ondaga nti kakati olaba mukwano credit 6 tosobola ogifuula nayo credit 3 next term. And I know you can do it. When you as a parent, you're the first cheerleader of this person. Nti ekirungi ekimuliko kimugambe akimanye, so that nebali abana babazze nga balooza they are going to use and capitalize on the good that this person, this child of yours has. They are late. They are too late. They are too late to tell your child. Mwana wobuwala wabanga ina smile enungi n'omugamba baby banange ina smile enungi gwe mami gw'omugamba kankubulire ako kayina engeri gye kakubringinga closer. Wabanga ina ekintu kyonna kyakola kimugamba akimanyi, so that omuntu ali eyo anakimugamba tagenda kumukola ki kumuwa mawulire.
Abimanyi.
Omwana n'omugamba you know you're beautiful, natandika okubuuza really, are you sure? They have to
Which
know
particular part?
Which particular
Where can
part?
I improve?
You tell, when you tell, you empower this child to become better. You challenge them to actually do better. When every time bana ba teenagers ekisinga by the way ebintu ebisinga okubatwala astray bye bintu bwe bityo. Oli amugambyeko n'alowooza maama n'osanga nga kati yenna ebirowoozo biri kuona olw'okuba bamugambye maama alina amagulu amalungi ne bamugamba the bouncing is mugambe munaye I think now that you started the bouncing it's like oli ku spring, how would you do that? Nawe n'ogezaako kumubuuza. At that point jjukira even the language has changed, they are doing one, you ask them. So you said embwa eri yaguze motoka. What exactly did you mean? And then you both laugh about it. Mufo ky'okunyiiga n'ogamba ani goyise embwa ani goyi omuyaaye yaguze eggaali, and you look at the eggaali is a motoka, and the muyaaye is a rich man somewhere. So you understand and you try, you let the wave take you with this child of yours. So it becomes very easy for this child to relate with you. Even you, once in a while, you can throw in a joke for them. So agenda okusanga nga environment ogifudde friendly, environment ogifudde at peace, so they can easily relate with you. So when you don't teach this child to criticize, then you teach them to appreciate what needs to be appreciated, and it's very, 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 very important. Another thing, if you're not if you try whatever it is, bobera n'obusungu Farida nga bwogambye kino tata Lusibe kino bobera n'obusungu ng'abazadde at that moment, that's not the point for you to try and do the parental correction. No. Every time you feel you are extremely angry, just let it be. And then when you're calm and cool, that is when you can try to speak sense in this person. Buliro kambu at that point, oyinza sango mwana omukubye n'omukuba nemugenda mu ddwaliro. N'omugambe ebigambo ebibi. Ate ebigambo ebyo, let us not label. Omwana bw'omulabelinga ekintu, somehow they live trying to prove. Toyogera bigambo bibi. Kwanga naye kisooka ajja kuyiga okwogera ebigambo ebibi. Ekyokubiri, you may say something that may make this child not respect you anymore and wonder how on earth maybe you're the person that is in their lives. But labeling, abazadde tuyina engeri gye tulabelingamu abaana.
It just slips because you're too angry.
Oli musiru. Ono talina magezi. Oli faddi. Tolina ky'oyinza kukola. You're telling this child, this is your child. Okay? The world out there is full of a lot of negative energy. Let the negative energy out there be the negative energy that maybe hits your child. But when it hits your child, you've already created a dome of positive energy around them. Make sure you are the first person that builds the high self-esteem in your child. Omwana wo kasitomuletera to appreciate themselves and believe in their esteem and have self-esteem, positive, high self-esteem. That is the best thing you can do for a child. Work on their esteem. Okay? Because you're the reason why they have a low self-esteem. What will happen? Sense. So every time you have a high self, you create self-esteem. Normally, listen to them. No, encouraging. No better cheerleader where things are not okay, and you guide them. These are the people who sang ng'ebintu ebisinga tebikola kitebibemazaamu. N'omusanga nti no oli ayinza okuva eri oba n'akola kyakoze oba n'ayogera n'okola nga gu comment n'akutunira bambi n'akusaasira oba n'akusabira because akimanyi right from home akimanyi. And this world today is not kind on our children. Omwana wo, the first thing ky'ogenda okukola, be the one that acknowledges them. Be the one that talks to them. Be the one who Gamba, that's a lot of work. And you don't need a lot of time to do that. You don't need a lot of time. Maybe as you're having lunch, we call and check on them. Talk to each one of them. When you come back and maybe they're still awake, relate with them. They can tell, oh, Daddy, this happened, Mommy, this and this. And then, you laugh about it. Before you know it, there's a bond. Farida, I don't know, I just wish you would see how, we relate with my father. People will say, Papa K is like our best friend, because most of these things we saw, and thanks to him, he empowered us. Throughout my life as a teacher, as a mentor, most of the things I've been doing, I've been basing on what he did. He didn't have much, but at least what he instilled is the legacy he has created. My dear parents out there, your legacy is not how many bank accounts you have, how many cars are in the parking lot. Your legacy is how you make people feel, how you have touched, the lives you have touched. That's the legacy. So as a parent, the legacy you're going to leave behind is what you have groomed your child to become, is what you have enabled your child become, is what you have given out there through your children. Not these, cars that look like human beings. No. Because at the end of the day,
you don't even have control when you're gone.
You don't have control.
You're gone. I think we are wasted. Everybody's saying, ooh,
That is why I know that you who is viewing out there will bear me witness. Abaana abasinga ababagagga ennyo, look at them. Look at them. We see them in school. No labanga, everything is there. Naye ng'omwana olw'okubanga, you know, ewaka everything is golden. They think that the world is gold. They think that the entire world belongs to them. And when they step out, they realize that's not the case.
Reality dictates something else.
Reality dictates something else. So as parents, the best thing you can do, be the first person in your child's life that gives them that direction that you want. Be that person that will discipline them. And remember, discipline is not even today. There are so many other forms you can do. What you can discipline a child, but talking, even when you talk and talk and talk, we don't give up. I give them the love that they need. Omwana amanyenti, if there is anybody I have to count on, it has to be ojja kwesanga n'ewaka. Everybody is looking out for each other. It is okay. Feel free to talk. People will say, that's not right. You see, I don't have that. But at the end of the day, what do you leave behind? Create a high self-esteem for your children. Put them in position to appreciate the world. Put them in position to respect authority. Put them in position to be accountable for their actions. Can they know the consequences of a given act? Bw'enna nkola kino, a given action, bwe nkola kino kye kivaamu. Allow them to experience the consequences of some of their actions. Aganye okulya emmere, omuwadde emmere olw'okuba anyiiza agizize, get that food, take it away, so that he can now be able to appreciate, and tomorrow they'll know, okay, I have to eat this food. Be there for these children. That's the only thing, Farida. I cry every time I think of what the world is going to be, because buli kimu kirabika kitaninze upside down. Abaana tubateekemu, let their first instinct be God. Kubanga omuntu atya Katonda, waliwo ebintu byasobola okukola nebyakola ki? Omuntu atya Katonda ategeera nti kino nino kikola kijja kusanyusa. Naye omuntu atatya Katonda, everything is possible for them.
It's rubbish for them. Is it possible mwana nemutendeka in the ideal way nga gy'otugamba kati nemulaga kino nakiri naye n'atuuka n'ensi nemuyitirirako and they turn and be the complete opposite?
It is.
Because waliwo wentuulaawo killing us some minutes to check on social media. Nosanga kulya ebintu, nosanga kulya agavuma agagejja bwegati, and you can't imagine everybody here talina ngalo ze yayitamu zamulaga mbu need to have some level of respect for others. Is it the ensi ebafudde ekyo?
Ensi, and I think also the lack of, I want to believe ekintu kiba kyatandikira eno, kiba kyatandikira eka n'abantu ababeera naye, even maybe school, nosanga they have this entitlement. Kuba neebuuza omuntu asobola okuvuma somebody of high authority,
like the president,
like maybe a church leader, like a head teacher in school, you know, like the head of the family. Kiba kyatandikira eno, toyina kutya. Ate abasinga Farida ogambye ku social media, most of them hide behind, you know, the screen. Amanya ndi eno in a fake account.
Deep down ye mwenyewe akimanyi kino nze nakikoze.
Era nsaba busabi ng'abazadde abaana tubalage nti no, character and reputation is important. Ate n'ebintu ebimu bye tukola in our teenage lives, they come back and haunt us. You have seen some people ngoba yalinga posting ebifaananyi ali bwereere, you know, n'atuuka emyaka nga giyise n'okubyerabira yalokoka n'ayagala maybe oba okugaininga position of leadership ne babikomyawo, and you lose.
And that be specializing in to put you down.
That is what the world wants. So we have to be very careful, very, very careful with the words we speak. The words we speak to the children, the words we speak as they're hearing, because that is what, omwana jaloza, that is normal. How do you abuse somebody? Humility. As parents, can we teach these children to be humble? Humility, respect of persons and integrity, respect of property, respect of government. Ogenda nolaba mu butuufu emakerera omwana striking nze nasanga emmotoka y'omuntu ng'eri packed ali mu Gamba tuition yemukola ki yemukyankalanyiza n'akuba emmotoka y'omuntu. What does that say about your child? Ate nga basinga tukiraba ng'omwana muto, omwana bw'aleeta peni etali ye n'omuleka nayo, n'aleeta ekintu ky'etali kite n'omuleka nakyo, bw'akula n'arobinga bank oba ne bamwokyawo ebipiira ku kkubo, then you the parent are the one to blame, kubanga wabiraba n'obikola ki n'obireka. Social media etulimba. Ate n'ekirala, let me tell you, my dear teenagers and friends, you might be there and you have, I don't know how many followers. I understand is that language of I have 1,000 followers. I have hit, I don't know what, you know. Let me tell you, most of those people are behind the screen. Reach out, help the elderly, help people in need, live for the sake of others. If you have in excess, find people that don't have and share with them. And that is the only way God is going to bless us to go through this whole teenage stress and teenage life. Remember that is just a phase. It doesn't control you. It should not be the reason why your life falls apart because you could not control yourself. It is okay for you to want enjoyment. It is okay for you to want fulfillment. But the truth is that it is always best to know how to control all these other desires.
The truth also is bad manners will never replace good manners.
They can't.
They will never come in style, in vogue, in trend, and there will always be bad manners. My dad, young Kuzanga Mukambwe knew. No one would visit me at school apart from him. At home, I was not allowed to move anywhere. He bought me everything that I needed from the Nika, and he always told me that all men have HIV apart from him, and a man who will marry me after studies. I thank Allah that I always listened to my dad and achieved what he wanted for me. Amazing. Especially being a virgin. I love my dad so much, and I don't regret not growing up without my mom, because he gave me all the parental love a child needs from his parents.
That's amazing. we want to thank that dad and the fathers who are genuinely in the lives of these children.
I want my daughters to be for me. To be exposed to so many people. Especially if I have the money on me. They haven't done anything, but it is what I see first. Okay, these boys are coming close to my girls.
That is mother instinct. Either you are protecting them, but as you're doing that, keep talking to them. Keep talking. Don't hesitate, because remember, the moment you don't, you may keep shifting and you relocate without them knowing why. But if they understand, and you show them that you people are now accountable for your lives, this and this and this and this. Once you do that, you break mommy's heart. Once you do that, Allah is not happy with you. Once you do this, no chibatekam. Ogenda okulabanga, even you may not even have to relocate, because you have empowered them. You have allowed them to live on that trust that you have for them.
I have a challenge with my sister. Whenever I talk to her, no reply, and tomorrow repeat the same thing. And when I repeat the following day to talk to her, my husband tells me to leave her alone. How can I handle the situation? Because I want her to be fine tomorrow.
The sister.
Those are also the way we talk to people.
The way we talk, the timing. the timing. We should pray for wisdom. Okumanya, when is it the right time to speak? Ngera Bible we Gamba, be slow to speak, quick to listen and slow to anger. Tuchetekemu nti at that particular time, oyinza okuba nga you're going to do more harm than good. Era Abaganda balinanga ekintu kye bagamba nga abawala baabwe nga bagenda ofumbirwa nti oteekanga amazzi mukama. That was simply to tell you,
keep quiet.
Keep quiet. Know when you're going to speak. At that moment, Kasta, maybe you're talking to her at a time when she doesn't want to be talked to. Maybe she feels it is fresh, the wound is fresh. And then
katinga ndimu ono mukulu we. Katinga nze mbera sisubira nti njagala kwogera ne muwala wange nagamba it is not the right time for you to talk to me.
And kisinziira ekibaddewo. Kisinziira ekibaddewo. Oyinza okuba oli kumugamba omucorrecting oba omulaga ekyokukola nga waliwo n'abalala abakola ki abawulira kati ate olw'ensonyi n'azifuula ki obusungu. So oluusi as we are correcting these children, can we pay attention to their esteem? Bw'omucorrectinga nga n'abalala bawulira n'oba n'omuswaza, what is going to happen? Building a defense mechanism ye era yeyo gy'olaba nti asirika n'akutonya taddamu kwogera naawe tayagala kumanya atakola ki. And yet mu butuufu what you're doing is right. What you're doing is love. You're doing it out of love.
But you're doing it the wrong way.
If you're doing it
when
the
you come
wrong
to my
way,
room and knock and say, Farida, I want to talk to you. Itawo mu room yange. Already I sense danger.
yes.
Era nangenda kutandika okutegeka nzira muntya. Mba sikusiriikiridde mbeera ngenda kwetera fire okakkane tunaabiddamu olulala.
So that let us be smart, especially when we want to correct or to make that comment. Kubanga olusam nawe kenyini Farida nange kenyini bwemba nyina kyenkoze. If you come out rightly, you know, and you maybe you're blasting me or what, don't expect that what you're telling me at that time. My body wants now to also find its own defense. Maybe to give you reason why that has happened, but if you you do it in a way that would also please you, saying I go them position yange how ira chechina dengamba kwebulira gone webuza senga abadenze Farida, if I want to say something to you, instead I either give you a call, meet you in person, inbox you, but I'll not go on a Facebook page or wherever and then I say whatever I want to say, because the moment I do that, then I know that I also have a problem with myself. If it concerns you alone, then it is between me and you alone, not between me and the world. Also have some platforms oli alina kyayagala okwogera either ku mwana oba ku mwami oba ku mukyala, but you're busy telling it to the entire world, sometimes even without hiding names. And today it has even gone crazy. Ekifaananyi bakiteekawo alina kyayagala okugamba nakikuteekawo ekifaananyi nalangirira ensi
bomba kali tolabirira abaana bo
okitegeera
bomba kali kati ensi yonna ogiwidde sirabirira abaana onaakomawo n'ogigamba kati natandise okubalabirira bomba kali nga atema. My question is about discipline. Is it okay for maids and neighbors to beat your child as a form of disciplining them just because it takes a village to raise a child, or under the disguise of not spoiling them? Tugenda kuwumula mukatano. We have more feedback coming in. Tujja kukomekereza bwetyo kyo mu kitundu ekiddako. Please don't go away. To bring us up. As a result, we may end up in a mess. We may end up in a mess. Yabatolokako.
Bamukubanga nga bamuyira n'amazzi. And she said her husband. That means that wasn't her father. So that is exactly what we have been saying. The way you offer your parental correction will either make or break your child. how do you do it? That is why it's very important for you to have your child close to you. Talk to them, lead by example, explain in case you have to offer that parental correction. In case you have to go that way, that form of discipline, explain why it is happening. And then remember, in this crazy world, if you become so militaristic to your child, such results will happen. Era Farida abasinga abaana abali ku streets, abamu abali ku nguudo, abagenze ne batoloka ewaka, abamu bakugamba it's not even just a stepmother, abamu bagamba it's the real what? The real parents. So tweddeko, twebuulirire, tumanye nti n'abaana baffe tebagenda kubeera n'abazadde balala, gwe yamusindika n'omuleta ku nsi. That means omwana yali 100% your responsibility. Musembeze kubanga munnange bw'aliba agenze obanga naawe ogenze kyekyo kyokka muna heritage gy'olina ku nsi. So it is not good to push these children to see that they run away, but to keep guiding them. And your children, may you please learn that when a parent is doing that, they're simply doing their best to see that they get the best out of you. It is not because they don't like you. It is not because they don't understand, you know, the .com era. It's not because they don't wish you well, but chances are high it is because they want the best for you. Ate bambi n'abamu, they are doing it because that is what they went through.
To hell with that .com era. To hell. My mom and dad separated, but mom transferred all the anger to us, the kids. Every time I feel like opening up to her, because I go through a lot. She has no time, she's quarreling. Even sometimes I wish I could get another mom, but it can't happen.
So that has been happening, Farida, to quite a number of children. Your misdirected anger. Nga bwe tugambye bannange, twebuulire omwana sitalina musango, omwana si yakulekawo, omwana teyawandiika bbaluwa nti mbadde nsaba kunzaala, teyamanya gye mwasisinkanira. Farida, abaana bajja ne bakubuulira ebintu. Abaana bajja ne bakubuulira, ate if you're there and maybe your mother or your father is very tough and you feel you want to open up and you want to talk, you don't know where to go to, always find somebody. Find, you know, for example, in school, there is a teacher you can talk to. You have the senior man, you have the senior woman, you have your class teachers, you have, you know, your deans. At least find somebody that you can confide in and talk to, someone who won't judge you, someone who will not treat you bad, someone who will try, you know, because ebintu bingi bibaawo. Nze waliwo omwana Farida yajja bambi yagezaako nnyo n'afuka mukwano gwange. Then one time she wrote a letter n'agisindika through office gye natuulangamu. Nenkera ku makya bwe naggulawo nasanga olupapula, bwe nalukwata ng'olaba omanyi ng'oli bw'anawandiika ng'abadde akaaba nga maziga gakulukuse ne mu gundi. Naye I can never forget omwana ono ebintu ebimu ku bye yaŋŋamba nange byankaabya. Naŋŋamba, madam, badde sisobola bikugamba naye ekiseera kye mmaze naawe ntegedde nti nsobola okukola ki okugamba. Okuva nga muto baamutwala eyo ewa jjajja nga waliyo abakozi, nga waliyo taata omuto, bambi nga wa myaka 8. Omwana ono bano baggayi, bano bashamba boys nga bamukozesa n'avaayo kati nga amukozesa mugamba ndaba ne taata w'oyo muto naye akukozesa kakati bwiki if you talk nja kutematema. Bannayo omwana n'abeerayo. Okuva nga wa myaka 8 omwana yakyawa maama we n'akyawa taata we. Ate bwe baamukima nga wezize emyaka 13 ne bamukomyawo ewaka, ate era tebaafaayo kumanya nti omwana lwaki yeeyisa bw'atyo. Ngamba oyo mwana muzibu, omwana oyo yakyuka. So as parents wabeerawo obuntuntu abaana baffe bwe bayinza okukola nga bulina verbal communication to us. Abaana bano betuleka osobola okukola okutunula omwana yakkakkana nga abasajja mu nsi bonna bamutama. N'awandika n'agamba nze madam kankubulire bwe natuuka mu siniya 2 nafunayo bakwano bange ne banyingiza ekibiina ky'aba lesbians. Kino ekibiina awo we nafuna omukwano kubanga banfangako bakola bwe bati ne bwe bati. Naye kankubuulire Farida, natunuuliranga omwana oyo nengezaako bwe nagezaako ate ne maama we nga bajja kusomera omukwano gwange nga olusiina nabwe nyinza mugamba ebyo naye nga ngamba kimu omukwano bambi faayo study this child. Funa katime oyogereko n'omwana ono. Oyo ye muzibu, oyo muzibu, oyo mwana muzibu nnyo, tetumutegeera, tetukola ki. Ne mugamba omanyi kye ngenda okusaba. You go and sit with this child.
She has something to
She has something she will have to tell you. Angamba biki nze mumanyi, she seeks attention, she does what? Naye nga amazima this child was hurting. Yali ahatinga na opening up. Omulala nakugamba bino byetulaba tubeera n'abantu ewaka mu nnyumba. Abantu bannaye bakoseza abaana. Omwana wokuva, you imagine omwana bw'abanga bamutandika kali 8 wafuukira teenager. Alowooza that is the way of life. So as parents, as guardians, as big sisters and big brothers, let us do our best. These sleepovers, nogamba bannaye kamutwale eno tomanyi tofuddeyo kumanya anything can happen. Nogamba bana abakozi abazze ewaka olina abaana ba buwala ewaka abakozi bonna boolina baki basajja. You need to pay attention. Naye ng'ate kyendabye, what even broke my heart last week as talking with a lady, and it turns out that the very husband is the one who was using their teenager. So these things are happening, and the only way tata omwana. Yes, that is how the devil is attacking families. Let us try, dear children. If you can't talk to your mom, if you can't talk to your dad, find somebody. It could be your pastor, the priest or reverend. Find someone you can talk to,
but as you
so that you seek that friendship.
Talk to a child, why would I be so distant from my child? Atukokunonya somebody else, a stranger, to talk to. Where am I?
Character, but
you're the reason this child is on earth. So why are you being unavailable? Sad. I have a challenge with my. Oh, I've already read that. I'm a single mom and have tried to be a friend to my daughter after the loss of her dad, who was a great friend to her, but sometimes she doesn't want to share what's on her heart with me. What do you think could be the problem?
The child you're
nobody closing your omwana. So I think she's finding it hard to turn that love around to get to the mom, that closeness.
She let her keep playing her part. You keep playing your part. Understand that this child is still hurting from that loss, but allow yourself to give her time, but keep in that life of that child. You may not become as close as she was with the dad. You may not try to replace the dad, but baby steps, you'll get there. Maybe this child is still hurting and misses the dad, but what you have to do, play your part. Play your role as the mom, be there, try to understand, and before you know it, she'll come around.
When I was in senior 3, my stepmom used to supervise me in whatever I touch, on the dress code, washing clothes, kwegamba nantama. Then on the side of my sisters, they were doing whatever they wanted. But now I'm the successful person, and my sisters bakolima bukoli me. So parents, teach your kids, yours and those that are not yours, to work hard.
And what children have to understand, like earlier said, it is not out of anger or out of hatred that your mother or your father or whoever is in that position of authority, it's not out of hatred that they try to make you do the things that you do. And I'm glad that she now appreciates. Nagamba, you're going out, nkwagala ng'okomyewo by ssaawa emu ng'oli wano. Pate eri gy'obadde eba yakatandika naye nga gw'olina okudduka emisinde n'okomawo ewaka. It is not out of hatred. It is simply they are trying to instill a sense of responsibility, and that is something you'll appreciate in future.
Basek mama abatulugunya abaana kosa kiro na kino, you're training her. Yes, omutulugunya omukuba, but somehow she's getting used, she's moving around.
Ate kirungi nti nno most of these children have heard about Cinderella, the story of Cinderella. Gwe kyokola byonna bye bagamba gwe bikole nga bw'olaba Cinderella, that Prince Charming will take you. Your shoe is the one that will remain with that Prince Charming. And then guess what? These are the sisters who do whatever they want to do, make you do the work, wash for them, will all look up to you and curse. Naye nga ye gwe Cinderella. So always look, obeera mu mbeera eyo, I want you to think about yourself as the Cinderella.
We'll go back to the other question about discipline. Is it okay for maids and neighbors to beat your child as a form of disciplining them just because it takes a village to raise a child, or under the guise of not spoiling them?
It is best for you to discipline your child in a way that they will not be in position to be beaten by the neighbors and the maids. Bw'omulaga kyalina okukola n'omulaga nti alina okukikola, then they will avoid. At least let us try, before that neighbors come in and what, let us show these children that they should not be in position where they are beaten because of what they have done. If they live right, if they do what they're supposed to do, if they respect and behave in the right way, then they'll not be in position to be beaten. Okay? But also if you know, these neighbors, the neighbors get into a point in this era, the neighbors get into a point where they feel they can, you know, punish your child. There has to be that rapport, that relationship that you have with them. Even to go, you know, where, you know, so if there's a relationship with these neighbors and maybe you're not there, depending on how bad the offense is, they can either wait for you if it is very serious, or
I'm Daniel and I'm a father. What's the right time to talk to kids about sex? And how do I start talking about menstruation to my 10-year-old girl?
Daniel, thank you for being such a responsible dad. By the time this girl is 7, 8, start talking about the menstruation cycle, start explaining to them, show them how they put that sanitary towel on the panty, and then of course show them that of course by the time the periods start coming, it means they have transitioned to become full women, and if they involve in that sexual act, then they're going to conceive and become parents themselves, because the earlier we do it, the better. Today, abana bafe batandise periods as early as primary 5, primary 4. I know of a number of children who have started their periods in primary 4. So we can, and if it's not comfortable for you, you'll find that at school, maybe there are matrons, in case they're in boarding school, the matrons have a way they help and talk to these children. If it is still uncomfortable for you, there's so many camps that are organized for these girls. We have the Chisakate. One of the things that they will talk to these children is how, you know, to take care of themselves and
you don't purpose to okay, come today we are talking about menstruation. But how I talk to them, those adult talks with them. But both opportunity to use it. From P5, omwana sanitary towels. So my daughter has twalanga nazi zanga tukazikosa. Kati rumu ndoza tuwatu parking ngalemubuza, do you have? But mommy, my pads zitwala buli kaseera nezikomawo, and yet my friends abamba atandika zikosa. Why am I taking long? Kati awutwata
now we both need
no mutongo kati yo muteyo yaseka usese Mommy, you think even me, I will get me, I will not. Nene bagamba, okay, when you start, awofuse mukazi nganze. Oba ofuse mukazi
kyekituufu
era bw'okola kino ne kino kyekituukawo. Tokkiriza kino, tokkiriza bulenzi obwo bukukwatako. Era nze mami nze sibikkiriza.
Era n'omulaga
ogenda okulaba nga bwe kimutuuka nako when it eventually comes ajja nagamba mami it has come.
Ate n'omulaga tekikoma just nti sanitary towel kakati ogiteeka bwoti mpale n'oyambala. You take them through what happens after that blood, you know, don't throw it all over the place kubanga bannaayi ogenda nosanga ng'omwana sanitary towel agikozesezza agitadde wansi w'ekitanda, wansi wa pillow, wansi wa mu keesi, you know. So you show them until when you use it, you're not going to put it in a flushing toilet, you'll have to dispose of it like this. So in some of the sessions that I have with these girls in schools, we go through the practical exercise. How do you know, during that time, how do you know that this is the time it's going to happen? So that one be they avoid such embarrassments. And even when it happens, you boys, if you're in class and it happens to somebody, you know, don't make fun of them. You know, be there to help. If she has maybe stood up and got to get there, quickly you can find a way of helping her or letting her know instead of making fun of them. Kubanga namwe mulina ebyammwe bye muyitamu nga naffe abawala bwe tubeera n'ebyaffe bye tukola ki bye tuyitamu. So Daniel, the dad,
Daniel, yeah.
Yes, Daniel, talk. If she's 10, talk to her about it. Bring that pad, that sanitary towel, and ask her, you know, maybe have you seen this? Do you know what it is? And then she'll listen to her, so that she tells you what she knows about that. And if there's some things that are not true about you know, the whole menstruation cycle business, then you can now begin to correct and explain. But it's important, dear girls, when we menstruate, we don't just keep throwing our sanitary towels all over the place. We must dispose of them very well. If the school has incinerators, make sure that you put them in that bucket and then they can dispose of them. And at home, keep clean. When you use the bathroom and use the toilet, make sure you look back and see whether you have not left the place stained. It's not good for your blood to be seen by everybody else that will come to use that bathroom or that toilet. So those are simple, obvious basics that we should know that's around that. The cramps or the stomach pain is normal. So you know, keep drinking your warm water, and if it's too much, maybe you can have a painkiller. Otherwise, it's best that you fight that pain as a woman, because worse is yet to come. If you know what I'm talking about. Worse pain, worse but beautiful pain is yet to come.
The pain that is worth it. We have a washing machine at home. About a year ago, I asked the boys to start washing their own underwear and stop putting it in the washing machine, as a way of teaching them a few basics of personal hygiene. However, their dad thinks they are too young to wash by themselves. Was I wrong about telling them to do that?
No.
The boys are 16, 13, and 10. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. No, you were not wrong. Please let them, you know, like the simple things, handkerchiefs.
16, yeah, I'm good.
No, you're not wrong. That was good.
Okay. On Asima, I love the show. I feel like listening to Patricia the whole day. Her words are so sweet. I am pregnant, 2 months now. Should I start talking to my pregnancy now? Because there are times I don't want to wake up, morning sickness, and how can I go through this? I think she's a first-time mother.
Yeah, did she say the name?
No, she didn't.
Oh, yes. Start talking to your pregnancy. Whatever it is you want for your child to be, you want your child to have, speak knowledge, speak wisdom, speak intelligence, speak good health, speak every good thing, whatever positive thing you want in the life of your child, keep speaking to it. Talk to it as it keeps forming and growing. You realize that, you know, even if it meant singing to the baby, you realize if you started a certain song now that you sing for him or her, the day this child is born, if you sang that song, you'll still be able to notice that they already recognize it. Speak to the child. Even when that time comes and you're breastfeeding that child, please don't forget, speak to your child, pray for your child right now. Whatever you want, speak. Pray for the doctors that will work on you. Pray for the day you will give birth. Kubanga oyinza okubeera mu labor bakutwala mu ddwaliro naye nga wonaona tiyagasi yatandise abantu tuli mu dduka, you know. So you speak, ebyo byonna n'obisazaamu, ebyo byonna n'obigaana. Omwana wo buli kimu ky'oyagala, it works wonders. If possible, n'erinnya osobola oddifuna n'osaba Mukama n'akuwa erinnya n'obeera ng'oyogera erinnya ly'omwana wo oyo. If you know the sex, well and good. If you don't know, you can maybe even have, you know, a name that is unisex. N'obeera ng'oyogera. Speak. Let your husband also touch that tummy and speak. Buli kye mwagala omwana oyo, the universe ne Mukama bajja kuba bawulira.
Even the twins, I'm about to start speaking today. I separated with my husband 2 years. I mean, with my husband 2 years ago, who was so violent, even in front of our child. My husband got another woman before we even separated. They now have a child together, although we are still married. We have a girl child of 7 years, but this man doesn't want me to be with her. He always quarrels when I ask her for him, when I ask him for her. He wants my daughter to be with her stepmother, yet I'm still alive. What can I do? I love my daughter and I want her to grow with me. This man doesn't even give me any child support. I take care of my daughter by myself and my parents. Okay, I'm confused a little bit. Amulemera, she takes care.
But when the child is the other side, bamulabirira bulungi.
I don't know. That's what are those details. He doesn't want. He wants my daughter to be with the stepmom, yet I'm still alive. We have. This man doesn't want me to be with my daughter. This man doesn't even give me any child support.
She said they're still married. That means they haven't.
Separation officially, but the man yafuna omwami omulala, meaning they're not staying together.
Then she can try to seek for joint custody so that you can have chance to be with your child and the father can also have chance to be with the child. Unless there is hope that they will be back. Naye nga n'ekirala kyenyinza okugamba mu mbeera bw'etyo ntera okugamba abantu nti ffe ng'abantu tetulina magezi ga bintu ebyo bwe bityo ate oluusi that force bwe tukozesa force ate gwe tubeera tu affecting abeera mwana. If you still have chance to talk to your husband, after all you're not yet separated, if you still have chance to talk to him, just you know, talk. Don't push, just talk to him and let him know that as the mother of this girl, it is important that you be with him. The follow-up messages,
we are homeless now. He chased us out of the house and put his new woman in it. I stay with my parents, but I feel I can raise my child from there. Please advise if there is any problem with it.
There is no problem. If you are in position to take care of the child, now you're home, I'm hoping maybe you still have your job and you can be in position to support this child. And like I said, you know, let God handle this situation, but also if you still have talking ground, talk to this man and let him know that you as the mother have to be in the life of this child.
Oh, yes,
and I know he will listen. I know he will listen, especially if when you're talking, you know, you can be able to massage and work on that ego of theirs.
Ebintu ebyo byoku separating abilitawo ego bosanga one of the two banga mwembite mukakana igebera yamaanyi so agamba kankulaga ate nadabo mulage nnyo nti nkyagala agamba
kati ekyo kimuluma kankulage
ddala
naye awo kati
awo
awo ng'ekintu okikwasa Mukama nze Farida nayiga mu nsi muno nti ebintu ebisinga tobibeerako na control. Mukama yakulwanira entalo, Mukama yakukolera ekkuba watali kubo, Mukama yakulaga ekyokukola, Mukama bw'omukwata n'omusembeza n'okkiriza nti embeera yonna gy'oyitamu Mukama yagimanya nga tonagiyitamu, n'okkiriza nti Mukama amanyi ebikuluma, n'okkiriza nti Mukama y'alina pulaani zaffe ez'obulamu bwaffe, plans to prosper us and not to destroy us. The moment you let God take control, the moment you get in that relation with God n'omuleka n'abanga yafuga obulamu bwe, bannange Mukama akuwanguza, akuyisa mu buli mbeera. Kati ekyo gw'oyinza okiraba nga kinene nnyo ng'ewa Mukama si kinene, gwekwata bukwasa ekintu ekyo ogambe Mukama kino kikyo. Abasenga era it happens. Gwe ku maviivigo ne bw'oba osaba, osabire oyo omukazi alina omwana wo, osabe nti omwana wo amwagale, osabe nti amuyiseemu mu bulamu ng'ali naye nga tamukotogedde. Is that the right word? No, ebyo byonna gwe bikwase Mukama, kubanga bannange oluusi ojja kwemala ajja kuyita ye kennyini ajja kugamba mukwano, you know this, osange nga n'ennyumba Yesu yabagobamu nagamba munaye olw'omwana wange, you know, here nabeera ng'obakuwanga esente za rent n'akola ki. The best thing, let me tell you people, the best thing is trust God and everything will be okay. Even you teenagers who are watching the show, trust God that God has a better plan for you, and the only way he can continue planning for you is if you let him plan for you. If you do things that please him. The moment you do things that don't please God, of course God will not be happy with you. And the moment you lose the conscience, that voice, era bw'oba owuliranga kakaloboozi tekakyalimu, manya you have to intention and purpose to have that voice come back.
Okay, that's it, Patricia. You're running out of time. This is the book, Perfect Imperfections, Living the Dream of a Marriage That Lasts a Lifetime.